Hey, how y'all doing? This is part 4. Part 4. Like I said, I came home where I filed for the PCR and I filed for an appeal. My appeal was shot down, and they was ignoring my motions. Let me go back a little bit because they was ignoring my motions at first. I wrote, who is now the Chief Justice of South Carolina, Chief Donald Beatty. He's the head chief. He will be the boss of all bosses for the solicitors and the lawyers in South Carolina. I wrote him before he was sworn in. His time was coming for his age limit, so he was going to become the Chief Justice. And I was reading about the friction he had with the Ninth Circuit and how he told them when he take over he wasn't going to allow the injustices that were happening at the hands of the Ninth Circuit to continue to go on. And he told them he would penalize them if he took over and it continued. So I just wrote him with my case breakdown, with all the evidence, factual, like I said, all this paperwork is on record. Everything that I'm saying to you is on record. They can't go back and change it. You know, it's on record. There's something on record. I send it all to him, and a judge cannot contact a person directly. And it's called ex parte communication. So what he did, I guess he found what I saying, my argument, to have substance and merit. So he had his attorney contact the Ninth Circuit on my behalf. And that's what got the ball rolling for me, because originally I was supposed to be doing 85% of a 5-year sentence. I got called to the case records office, and they told me, okay, you eligible for parole. Of course, I took it because I wanted to come home and fight. Now, had I not ruled him, they would have ignored my motions. I'd been home. And they got this thing now, when you locked up, I had the judge, actually Deidre Jefferson, I ran into her again a third time. We talk about that when I got home, because I made parole in a PCR hearing. They didn't give me the appeal, so they gave me the PCR hearing, which they appoint you an attorney because no paid attorney wants to overthrow any case by a judge, no matter how corrupt. They can see the corruption because they saw the corruption on paper, but they don't want to go against the lawyer. And I beat my lawyer who actually took me to the plea hearing. I beat him in the fee dispute board. I still haven't got all my money back from him yet, but that's a whole nother segment. I shouldn't have been arguing it after beating him in the South Carolina Bar Association fee dispute board. I proved to him he didn't do anything on my case. Yet, I still had to take this PCR hearing for ineffectiveness of counsel, which the appointed PCR attorney, he tried to sabotage my case, but it was a ruling that I found after learning more about the law. And I served him with it before we went into the courtroom office. I think it was Rule 71.1D on what your attorney must do for you. Now, with a PCR hearing, your PCR attorney, he works for the state. Always remember that. His job was to come in there and sabotage it and act like we couldn't communicate. He couldn't understand what I was saying. And when they do that, now you have to file agreements against him, what initially would be another PCR hearing against that attorney for ineffectiveness of counsel. Let me get through all that. They do this so they can drag you out and make you give up. Because if you're home and they mind, okay, I had the judge, Deidre Jefferson, I'll say her name. She told me I was home, I'm free. Why am I worrying about this charge? You know, all right, I want this off my record because I know I didn't do what they said I do. But proving that police set you up, planted drugs on you, that's hard to prove. But when you can prove they weren't supposed to be there from the beginning, now you establish a question to the public, okay? If he ain't lying about that, and y'all lying about this, what else was y'all lying about? Why would you make it so convenient you can get in this man's house, but you had no record? This warrant is just a piece of paper, according to Mapp versus Ohio. Go look up Mapp versus Ohio. This is the document they're supposed to have produced. This warrant here, with the exact signature on it, exactly like this, and they couldn't produce it. After several requests, they could never produce it, so they just brushed it off and made it okay to say, okay, a judge can sign multiple copies of the same warrant. Go look up South Carolina law on warrants, and you see yourself, that ain't legit, but I got this on transcript. This is out of the mouth of the Ninth Circuit Solicitor's Office. So this is on writing. This ain't nothing I'm making up. Go check my paperwork. Go check my number, Jason Antonio West, my real name. You go look it up and you see the problems with this. Now I'm going to take y'all to the next part on another video. For sure. Now go check it out now. I'm telling y'all. Y'all see the case numbers on there.